Hi everyone, I'm Nate and welcome to Elevate with Nate, a place where we're all about learning, self-improvement and motivation. So, in today's episode, we'll be discussing creating websites and in particular using something called Wix.com. Now, technically today, I wasn't actually reading up on Wix.com. I was actually looking into something called React and Django, but I just felt that for this episode it would make more sense to go for Wix.com, which is slightly easier to learn. And I think it's especially important because nowadays, with many people trying to start companies and start new projects, it's really important to have your online presence, okay? And obviously, a big part of that is mobile applications, but of course there's also the web applications, the website. And Wix.com makes it extremely easy to make these websites, especially if what you're going for is a kind of beginner to intermediate level website. I can say from personal experience that when I was creating my own companies and websites, when I was looking into this, I thought, what a nightmare. This is going to be really hard to learn and probably take months, if not years. Things have changed. Maybe years ago that was the case, but nowadays with websites like Wix.com, it's so much easier, okay? Now, just before I kind of go into Wix.com, just a caveat that I'm discussing here websites which are beginner to intermediate, and often they can be called static websites, okay? Static websites essentially means where it's basically like a brochure, okay? So imagine right now you're looking at a website for a restaurant, which has the menus, the opening times, perhaps the owners. There's no actual interaction between you and the website there. You're not putting, there's no dynamic data. It's simply just, bam, there's the web page, you read it, absorb the information, and that's it. For those kind of websites, Wix is extremely good, okay? And there's also other applications too that Wix is good at doing, but we'll get to that in a second. So if I show you right here, it's called Wix.com, okay? It has the little white logo, Wix. So if you click on that, you'll go to the website and then you can yourself sign up. It's very easy. And at that stage, there'll be a button kind of saying that you can start a project. So I've already myself on my personal accounts just started a new project just to show you what it will look like. So as you can see here, let's move this. It says, bring your ideas to life with AI. Given how amazing AI is nowadays, the whole world is crazy now at how things are so automated. But if you click Start Chat on that button, it will then speak you through different questions about your website. And before you know it, bam, it will just create for you a pretty good website, which isn't far off what you need to have to finish off. But just for now, just to show you, how to use Wix if you weren't doing the AI stuff, I'll click Set Up Without Chat. And all it will ask for now is just what type of website do you want to create? And this again is just because Wix is trying to always help you and assist you. So I'll right now just do restaurant because why not? That's good enough for me. Continue. And it will make you a dashboard, which I will again come to in a second. But what will happen now is, yes, it will ask you for the name of your business. There's a few good stuff here. I'm going to right now just skip it, okay? Not to get too bogged down in the admin side of things. If I skip this, it will then come to which apps you would like to add. Again, this will come to later, so I'll skip for now. And there we go. So at that point, it will open up the dashboard now. So this is what the dashboard looks like. On the left are your, let's say, kind of important tabs, which again, just so you're aware, this video today is not meant to be a full-on Wix tutorial, okay? I can make one of those in the future. There's also buckets of that on YouTube. So I'm not going to go to right now into depth on what these different tabs do, but again, they're all pretty self-explanatory. It's pretty straightforward. I give full credit to the creators of Wix.com. They've done a very good job. But on this page here, it says, you can connect a domain. So just so you're aware, if you don't know what a domain is, that's basically your www. Name for your company. So let's say google.com, that's a domain. So if you wanted to have a restaurant called Nate's Restaurants, then your domain might be www.natesrestaurant.com. And that you have to pay for, just so you're aware. But the good thing about Wix is, just to start using it, you don't have to actually pay anything, because you can start making this without having a domain. So if you're right now hearing this and you go, I want to have a little play, see if I can make a website which I like, I'm pretty sure that's free, okay? Just to actually make the pages. At the stage where you want to go live and publish that to the internet, then you need a domain, which also are pretty, I think, reasonable prices. So, and that I might mention later. So essentially you can do bits and bobs, but what I want to do now is show you actually how to start editing the web pages. There's a button here saying design site. If I click that, it will take me to this page here, which once again, it just keeps giving you the option to use the AI. If you use the AI button, it will once again just give you a few questions, and before you know it, it'll ping out something very good. I'm going to go for template again, just to show you something different. So if you pick a template, it will now give you loads of really, really fancy looking templates for your website. I mean, look at that. You might have thought to yourself, wow, making websites, you've got it from scratch, know of your HTML code and everything else. No, you can go into it just like this. Just click, yep, I like this template, and go with it. And also, so you're aware, when you click these templates, there's the header and the footer. That's the bit at the top of the website. Normally with the, you click the home or contact, those buttons. And the footer's at the bottom, which will have the contact address and those bits and bobs. If you pick these templates, for every page you make, that should be replicated. So it will save you time also. So, on this tab here, just so you're aware, I clicked on this one previously on a different tab of mine. As you can see here, you've just got a nice little website. All done already. So, but let's say you want to now create a new page or a new section. So let me just quickly break down for you what section means. So I'm going to click this button here to zoom out. And Wix breaks things down into something called a section. And you can see here it's highlighted slightly in kind of light blue. That's one section here. If I scroll down, there's one here too, which, by the way, actually I made this about half an hour ago, which is why it looks a bit bizarre. I'll mention this in a second. Here's the next section, and so on. So that's how they break down websites. It's into different little sections, especially in Wix. So at this point, let's say right now you go, right, I'm liking this website, but I want to add one more section into this. I need to add more information to this page. Well, it's blimmin' easy. Just Here's the add section, just click that. At that point, as I was saying for the millionth time today, there are so many pre-built in options. If I click this one here, bam, it's given that template to that section. And here, of course, you can type around, just easy peasy. Or alternatively, if I want to add section, and what I do personally, I just click on blank section, okay? Because with a blank section, you then get complete free reign of what you want to do. It's gone orange, just so you're aware, because of that pre-template, the restaurant template, it had made that the default orange background. But if you, for example, if I click on this tab here, which I created a completely, this brand new fresh project with no templates, if you create a new section, it will be with white. So I might just use this one here, just to show you. Let's start adding some bits and bobs to this page. Again, I'm just trying to show you how easy this can be. The plus button, add elements. I click that, and at that point, there's going to be, again, a lot of different options down here. Text, image, button, strip, etc. Just for now, the main ones you'll be using are the ones at the top, most likely. So let's just chuck in a quick heading. So add heading 2, and it goes. And a lot of this stuff with Wix is just drag and pull around. That's literally it. There's hardly any coding, if any. I mean, you potentially can if you put dev mode on, but most people won't be using that. So at this point, super easy. I can say hello. And now you might think, how can I make this a different font, a different size? I want to center this. Well, it's all very easy. If I click on this, and normally I double click, at that point, it's just like if you've used any Microsoft products, Excel, Word, Outlook. So here I might say alignment, center, bam. Okay, let's make it bold. Let's make it a bit smaller. Change the font, impact. There we go. You know what? Bit bigger. Actually, oh, not that. 50. Okay. So at this point now, it's looking a bit bizarre. It's at the very bottom of this blue section. Well, I just move it. And what if right now, oh no, I dropped it there. On the left, it's looking rubbish, out of a line. All you have to do is just simply drag it, and you see that little kind of purpley pink line? That shows you where the center is. So that point right there, it just guarantees you're in the center. And I can take it one step further. If I want it centered vertically also, then if I go down, bam, you've got that vertical line. So there we go. Hello is now centered. If I want to make this strip a bit bigger, I just pull on this downwards. So now it's larger. If I want to make this strip a different color background, or even picture or video, all you do is you click on it, and now up here you have change background. You click on it, and here you have different options. I can do color, and let's say I make it, I don't know, this green. Bam, easy. I can do a image. I click image, and here once again, Wix has so much content on it for you to use. So you might go through this and go, okay, I want to include this picture here, this clay pottery for your restaurant. And it gets chucked in there. I'm not going to get into too much detail on how to make it fit better because, of course, right now, because of the shape of my strip, it doesn't quite fit the shape of that photo. You can play around with this and do other bits and bobs, but just for now, let's just put that to one side. So right there, it's very simple. You can add a lot more. I can add right here a paragraph, okay? And you might say, I can't see the text that well with that background. Well, let's make the color white potentially. That might make it a bit better. Let's make it a bit wider. And there we go, let's center it there. You might say, I want to have hello just over here somewhere, okay? Easy peasy. And one last thing which we need to have would be, let's put a button in. So here we go, theme button, a normal button, and we go with, let's say this one here, all in a line. And with a button, of course, you want this to be sent to somewhere else, a different page. So before I go into linking up this page, I need to have created a new page. So here we go, on the second one here, third one, pages and menu, I can here add a new page, because currently in this project, we only have the home. So if I add page, it will again ask me for, do I want to use a pre-built template, which you can do, of course. I'm going to personally go for the blank page and give it a name. Let's call it something, pottery, because of that photo. Done. So now I've clicked on this page for pottery, it's now essentially taking me to that page, hence why there's nothing here. So let me here just put in a new text, a new title, and I'll just call it pottery page. Okay, back to pages and menu. You see it's highlighted in blue, so I'm currently on the pottery page. Let's go back to the home page and click on that button, and here you can see the link. If I click on that link, it will say, which page would you like this button to take you to? Well, I want to take it to pottery, and I want it to stay in the same current window. If you click new window, it's going to open a new tab. For most people, well, it depends on what you want for your project. But I'm going to go for current window. Done. And that's that. One last thing on the buttons, so you're aware, again, you've got 1,000,001 things you can do here. You can click design. At this point, if I customize design, you can make, change the format, the font for the actual text on the button. You can change what it says. I can give it a border. I can make it 10. So if I do 10 now, it's got a massive border. Although I like that. You can do the corners, okay? If I put here, let's say 5. And now look out. If you can zoom, yeah, bit zoomed in here. You can see here, it's got a slight now corner on that button. And you can do things where if you hover over it, it will change color. There's so many things you can do. So if I briefly now go to preview, because again, preview is how you're going to see what it looks like without actually making the website go live to the rest of the world. If you want that to happen, you just click the publish button. And just bear in mind that for that to happen, you would have to have had the domain bought. But as I said, if you just want to have a play around and make some websites, you can do it right now with this. You don't have to have the domain bought. Just play around and click preview. So here we go, preview. Obviously it's a nothing website currently, but at this point here, if I click button, it should take me to, this pottery page. Okay. At that point, I haven't yet put here a button to go backwards, but that's easy. So back to editor, and now back to the editor. So before I kind of end this video, I want to just show you quickly the other example, which was the one here, the pre-made one. So let me quickly delete this. I made that, was not good. This I will delete. Again, you can delete things very quickly. You could also change the order. If I actually want this orange section to go above this one here, I can just touch that arrow upwards and it will change the order. This one here was the one I think I made, didn't I? So delete. So the last thing I wanted to mention was, of course, in my little example beforehand, it was just one little bland section and that was it. Once you build it up, you can have a lot more sections, and you have up top this header, which will have, I think it's called a tab view or something on the top. So they have here home, about, menu, catering, contacts, and more. So those are all going to be pages that they've made. So remember, I made the pottery page. This pre-made template has the home page, about page, menu page, catering, contacts, and I think more page, which we can check by clicking on the pages and menu. And yes, there they are. Ignore this one here, this one I made. Delete. Delete. So there they all are. And if for whatever reason you thought, look, I've made the catering page, but actually I don't want it to be in this top menu, all you do is you go to the catering and you put here hide from menu, and bam, look, it's gone. The page is still there. If I've got a button which will have a link to that catering page, it will still work. It's just that you've removed the button from the top. And a second thing you can do here is, let's say actually I want to have catering is going to be shown, okay, so show, but I want it as a drop down to menu. All I'll do is I'll grab this thing and move to the right of menu and let go. And right there, it's now got catering is a sub menu to menu. If I click away here, and I think I'm going to have to preview this to show you. But yes, home, about, menu, and there you see is the drop down. Okay. And that's it, it's quite straightforward. Again, at the very bottom, they've created for you, in this example, the footer. All simple. So, as you can see there's a lot of stuff you can do very quickly. And I've only mentioned the bare minimum right today in this episode, just the putting in a header, a button, changing the background. They're all very simple things. But it might be that for your project, that's all you need. Okay? If you guys want to hear more about Wix, I can do a lot more on this. You can have on Wix, for example, as you might see here on the right, actual user profiles. It can save onto Wix people, the information from people. People can log in to your Wix website with their details. You can have your own e-commerce website. That's one of the main things for Wix too. If you're selling anything, say selling clothes or something, super easy. It can handle all of that. The only thing that Wix stops being as useful is websites which require a lot of logic, okay, lots of unique code or unique ideas. Imagine right now you want to create, let's say, a video game, okay, a video website, game for a website. Wix, most likely, I'm pretty certain, can't handle that kind of logic. But anything standard, websites, e-commerce, for example, booking. Let's say you've got some service you offer, and you want to have a thing where people can book to see you every half an hour slot. That kind of stuff, easy, all done with tokens. pre-bought packages, all super easy. Wix will be useful for, I would say, the vast majority of people. So, as the very last point, I think it's important to mention this stuff about Wix, because I get the impression a lot of people might get actually ripped off if they're not aware of this. Because if you weren't aware of how easy it can be to make this website, and then you go online and try and search up software engineers or software developers to create websites for me, you might find that these people are going to ask a lot of money from you, okay? Or they might even say, oh yeah, no, normally these things cost £10,000 plus, but for you, we'll make it 1,000, you're lucky. So you might think 1,000, I'll do it. That's, I've got a good deal here. But once you've just seen what you've seen today, hopefully you can see that shouldn't be £1,000 work, okay? Literally just drag and drop, changing colors. It's very, very simple. So just be aware, if your website is going to be something quite simple, perhaps don't just go straight out there and just pay someone a lot of money for what can be done ultimately in, well, I would say in a few days, if that. But of course, you've got to get a bit used to it, but it won't take too long. I think if your website is going to be quite straightforward, you're better off saving £1,000 and just do it yourself. Okay. But anyway, let me know your thoughts. Let me know in the comments if you yourself have had experience with Wix and whether you enjoyed it or not. I know for some people, it's not the right thing. I can say that for one of my own companies, I went with Wix and had to then afterwards deviate because it couldn't quite do the logic for what I had planned. But also I've had other ideas where it's been completely fine. So let me know how you found that, and as ever, leave comments saying what you'd like to hear more in the future and what stuff you've learned today. Take care, onwards and upwards.